So Don Lemon says you cannot be a rational, quote unquote, black MAGA person. What does this mean? Is this racism? Is this classism? Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Don Lemon insulting black, quote unquote, MAGA people on Bill Maher's podcast. Now, this is really interesting, and I think it points to racism and classism, because in his comments, Don Lemon said that you can be a black Republican. That's totally fine. I'm cool with these guys and girls. But if you're a black MAGA, that's when I got a problem. The question is, what is a black MAGA? Is it a guy like me because I'm wearing a MAGA hat? Is that what a black MAGA is? If I take the hat off and put on a different hat, am I no longer a black MAGA? Define the difference between a black MAGA and a black Republican. You're talking about guys like Michael Steele and Navarro, stone cold stomp down leftists from things that they say, but because they identify as Republican, you agree with them. Do you agree with them because of what they say, despite what they have next to their name? If so, we feel the same way with people like RFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard. These are really Democrats, but we embrace them because they are on the same page with us. We're not so caught up in the labels. We're not so caught up in the classism. Are you on the same page or are you not? Now, before I go any further into it, let's get into a couple of clips. We're going to get into the one in which he insulted black American Trump supporters, but this one is going to be about him calling the MAGA movement, or at least a big piece of it, racist. And of course, I'll link to the full Bill Maher podcast and these clips in the box. If you're on IG, Facebook, etc., visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Let me ask you your opinion on this. Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary show. They did one thing, they did a sketch where Tom Hanks puts on a MAGA hat. Mm-hmm. So he's a Trumper.
Now, I saw that sketch. They did the exact same sketch in 2016, I believe. Then they did it again in 2024. I mean, Saturday Night Live is not really that funny. It kind of sucks. And to be totally honest, I think they are culturally irrelevant. Although when they do things like that, sometimes it could be a good talking point for a day or two. But in the greater scheme of things, they're an irrelevant institution.
And then Keenan comes over to shake his hand, and he won't shake his hand.
Yeah.
And I said this on Fareed's show the other day. I found that that's so old. You know, I didn't vote for him. I get all the bad things about that administration, but if you think they don't shake black people's hands, it's just you're wrong.
It's just pushing forward these old stereotypes. Okay, you're a Trump supporter, you're racist, you hate black people, all kind of stuff. Same old nonsense.
That's not who they are. Matt Gaetz shakes black people's hands. You know, Kid Rock will shake your hand. It's just not helpful to like think that half the country that's where they are. That's your step.
Now, look, Bill Maher is a leftist. Like, he is not conservative at all. But I can agree with him on some things like that. We can find common ground, and I appreciate that about people on the left sometimes. Some of them. But some guys like Don Lemon, you can't really get that middle ground.
You're a comedian, you know, it's part of its comedy.
I understand.
But let's be honest. There's a huge faction of the MAGA movement that's really racist.
I wouldn't say huge, no. I'd say partly.
I would say huge.
Yeah, okay. Well, we have different perspectives.
Now, when you say a huge percentage, what are we talking about? I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to sit here and deny that there are racist people in the so-called MAGA movement, Republicans or whatever. At the same time, Don Lemon, don't you ignore the outright racists in your party, including yourself, because you're going to attack black people about being conservative, MAGAs or whatever on this very podcast while you wag the finger at the other side for being racist.
I would say huge. And even if they're not, you have to overlook a lot of that in order to support Donald Trump, which I think is maybe even more egregious than just saying I'm a racist.
Now, look, just because there could be some racist people who support Donald Trump does not mean that Trump is racist. Like, somebody might come to my channel, they might pop on my video and say, hey, ABL, there's some racists in the comments. These are your people. I don't know who could comment. Anybody could comment. You could comment. They could comment. Anybody could comment. Like, that's not my fault at the end of the day. People are going to do what they're going to do. I don't push racism. I push for everybody to be on one accord as American citizens. Now, we got to get into the whole piece about Don Lemon attacking black people for being Trump supporters. But first, a word from our sponsor. Online data brokers will sell your information to scammers, hackers, and anyone that wants to use that information against you. Now, this includes your full name, your email address, your home address, health records, even your family's information is all out there for sale. I mean, look at what they found about me. That's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers sell my information, and they automatically submit opt-out requests on my behalf. Now, to clean all that up, not only helps me reduce spam, but it protects me from hackers who may want to access my bank accounts, my social media accounts, or maybe even the inside of my home. Now, I learned that the hard way back when I got swatted. It's 2019, I'm streaming as normal, and before I know it, I have not won that too. But 6 cops at my back door, guns drawn, and tell us, get outside, get on the ground. They go through the house, they come back very apologetic. I'm sorry, Mr. Logan, we got an anonymous tip that somebody was tied up and bleeding and we had to come check it out. Now, this was a false complaint, and I'm willing to bet whoever filed it got my address from an online data broker. You may be thinking, hey, ABL, I'm not a streamer, I'm not a YouTuber. How could this service protect me? Well, the reality is in 2025, everyone needs protection from online danger, including you. Aside from the very important data broker opt-out, Aura has identity theft protection, financial fraud protection, a password manager, an antivirus, and of course, a VPN, which allows you to access global content safely. All of what I mentioned is available with just one app at one good price. I value my privacy and I value yours. Visit aura.com/Anthony Logan through the link in the description to start your free 2-week trial today. And we're back. Now, let's listen to Don Lemon try to tell us that if you are a black MAGA, then I don't understand what's going on. Something's wrong with you. Check it out.
It's the same thing that when I see not all black Republicans, but I see a black MAGA person who is carrying Donald Trump's water and they know that he's lying. It is the shortest line to the front.
Now, lying about what? Because there goes your AstroTurf campaign. Oh, he lies. He lies. He lies. He lies. Lies about what? Like, tell me, you guys just say that and expect us to just believe it without providing any kind of proof or examples.
Because if you're black and you're whatever, you're just in line with a bunch of other Democrats that are doing the same thing that you're doing. But if you become a black MAGA person, it's like, whoa, let's book this person. Let's put him on television. So
you know what? I hear that quite a bit from people on the internet. That's an ignorant point of view. I don't go on TV much. I don't get a lot of TV offers, yet I still got 1 million subscribers on YouTube, 111 or so thousand on Instagram, 100,000 combined on Facebook. And I've been doing this for a long time, made a good life for myself. I think I'm doing pretty good. If that's the whole thing, oh, you're trying to get on TV and have success. I don't need TV to have success. I've been self-employed 20 years. I never had to deal with an employer like you have, Don Lemon. Nothing against being employed, nothing against that. But what I'm saying is this whole message of, oh, if you're a black, quote unquote, MAGA, you're able to get opportunities economically. I mean, that's not really the case. You got to be good at whatever you do in order to get to where you want to be. And we're talking about network TV, those who get opportunities for real. Let's go to your old network, Don Lemon, CNN. How many heterosexual black men are allowed on there to have their own show? Crickets, okay.
Let's book this person. Let's put him on television.
So you don't think you can be a sincere black MAGA person?
No, I just said, I don't think that. I just said, I think there can be sincere Republicans.
But you can't be a sincere black Republican?
What is the difference between a Republican and a MAGA? Like, give me the people like this will say things that they think are very smart and intelligent and informed, but it's surface level at best. When you really dig down into it and ask them to expound, they have nothing. All they have is surface level talking points, and that's it. Because they are used to being on television where all you need is talking points on a surface level. For a 3-minute hit, you're reading the teleprompter. You can't really do a long form podcast and truly express your beliefs because you don't have anything behind your basic 3-minute hit talking points.
Okay.
I don't
See,
think
that-
that you can. I don't think that you can be a rational MAGA, be black and be a rational MAGA person. I think you can be black and be a Republican.
I think they would find that very insulting.
Well, I mean, the truth is often insulting. It's the same thing that
All right, so there we go. That's Don Lemon talking about the black MAGAs. If you're a black MAGA, you can't be a rational person. You're just doing that to get attention. Look, as I close, I want to say this. If I wanted attention, if I wanted money, I would go to the left. Haven't we seen Black Lives Matter? Billions of dollars they raised. They had a whole big real estate portfolio. When I watch cable news, when I watch MSNBC, CNN, ABC, when I watch all the mainstream media networks, I see who they want on there. If you're a black person, they want you to be LGBT a lot of times. They want you to be an effeminate and soft and gay black man. Shout out to all the LGBTs watching who are cool, but you know exactly what I mean. They want you to be soft and effeminate if you're a black man, because if you are more aggressive, you're too dominant, and it turns off the audience who say they love black people, who say they're not racist, right? So that's one thing. And then the other thing is you got to be a leftist, because all the mainstream media is dominated by leftists. So I don't understand what he's talking about. It's kind of strange. Like I said, if I wanted to get money, I would go to that side. I'll be out there talking about Black Lives Matter, hands up, don't shoot. I can get some of that U.S. aid money. I'm able to get some of that George Soros money. I'm able to get all of that. I'm able to get that white guilt money. That white guilt is a whole big racket worth billions of dollars. I'm just true to myself. A lot of guys and girls are like me. We're just true to ourselves and being honest. We're not doing what we do just to get a reaction or try to get some kind of special kind of treatment from the white man. Hey, Don Lemon, I know you know about getting treated well by the white man. Okay, ask your white husband. Okay, look, I don't got to be gay. I don't got to be married to a white man or nothing like that to get up in my career, to be in the Hamptons where you be at with your white husband. All right, but look, as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to all the black MAGAs out there. And I know that we are sincere. We are, we understand what's going on with the country. People like Don Lemon, I think he's just a little bit jealous. He's not getting the success that he thinks he deserves. He sees us doing what we do, willing and dealing, moving the groove, and he don't like that too much. So since you can't be us, since you can't be like us, since the people don't love you the way they love us, all you want to do is lash out. And that's what you did right there on the Bill Maher podcast. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about what Don Lemon said here? Do you agree, disagree? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. Obviously, I disagree with what he said. I think that we, the majority of us who are so-called MAGAs, and he did not define it, of course, because they don't know anything, but I think the majority of us are sincere and honest with our viewpoints. The people who are not really sincere are the mainstream media, of which Don Lemon is still part of, although he pretty much got kicked off. Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.